You are standing at the threshold of greatness, though it may feel like the crushing weight of collapse. Every setback, every unanswered prayer, every moment of doubt is not punishment, it is preparation. God does not test you to see how much you can endure, but to reveal how much you can become. The trials you face today are the exact curriculum required to mold the mindset, fortify the spirit, and expand the vision needed to steward the blessings destined for your hands. Breakdowns precede breakthroughs because greatness cannot be given, it must be grown. The farmer does not plant seeds in untilled soil. The blacksmith does not shape steel without fire. The sculptor does not reveal masterpieces without chiseling away debris. So too, the divine architect will not entrust you with abundance until you've proven capable of wielding it. Your current struggles are not evidence of abandonment. They are proof of selection. The magnitude of your trials is proportionate to the magnitude of your destiny. You ask why the path to promise is paved with obstacles? Because faith untested is faith unproven. The muscles of persistence only grow under resistance. The vision for your future cannot be handed to you. It must be excavated from the bedrock of your darkest hours. Every no you receive is training your ears to recognize the yes that matters. Every betrayal is teaching you discernment. Every delay is strengthening your patience. God is not withholding, He is upgrading. This is the law of spiritual economics. Before increase comes inventory. Before promotion comes pruning. Before harvest comes hunger. The universe is methodical, not cruel. It will starve your dependencies to awaken your capabilities. It will strip away false comforts to reveal your latent power. What you perceive as loss is liberation, the shedding of all that cannot coexist with the destiny you're being prepared to claim. Every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Your current struggles are not random, they are surgical. That financial drought, it's annihilating your dependency on luck and forcing you to cultivate skill. That relationship ending, it's making space for connections aligned with your truest self. That health crisis, it's teaching you the sacredness of the vessel carrying your divine mission. The mind destined for greatness is forged in the fires of uncertainty. When the way forward is shrouded in fog, that is when vision sharpens. When resources run dry, that is when creativity ignites. When human help fails, that is when spiritual reliance deepens. These are not obstacles, they are accelerants. The pressure you feel is not to destroy you, but to transform you into a vessel capable of containing miracles without leaking. You want to know how close your breakthrough is. Measure your resistance. The fiercer the opposition, the nearer the victory. The darker the night, the closer the dawn. When the tempest rages hardest, that is when the shore is nearest. Your trials are not eternal, they are gestational. What feels like an ending is the labor pains of a new beginning. Here is the sacred equation. Faith plus action plus tenacity equals divine leverage. God partners with those who refuse to quit. Every step taken in doubt still counts. Every prayer whispered in desperation still moves mountains. Every act of courage, no matter how small, still bends destiny. The universe responds not to your feelings, but to your frequency, the vibration of relentless forward motion. The valley of the shadow is not where dreams die, it's where illusions die. That job loss, it's severing you from a ceiling. That rejection, it's redirecting you to purpose. That loneliness, it's teaching you to hear the divine whisper. You are not being punished, you're being purified. The refiner's fire doesn't destroy gold, it separates it from dross. Your trials are separating your eternal purpose from temporal distractions. Winston Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going. But I say, if you're going through hell, you're already on the path to heaven's gates. The darkness is not your destination, it's your passage. The tighter the cocoon, the more magnificent the wings. The deeper the roots, the taller the tree. The greater the pressure, the more brilliant the diamond. Your struggles are not your story, they're your setup. Now, act as if the blessing is already yours. Speak victory over barrenness. Plan as though the provision has already arrived. Serve as though your cup overflows. This is not denial, it's divine strategy. Faith is the currency of the unseen realm. When you align your actions with your prayers, you create a vacuum the universe must fill. The student does not wait to feel like a master. He practices mastery until the title is undeniable. The magnitude of your storm reveals the magnitude of your assignment. Ordinary ships sail calm seas. Arks weather floods. If your challenges feel biblical, it's because your purpose is too. The world needs what's being birthed in you, not in spite of your trials, but because of them. So stand firm, hold fast, press onward. The promise is not ahead of you, it's within you, being refined, fortified, and perfected for its appointed time. The greatest lie ever told is that struggle is the enemy, when in truth, it is the architect of destiny. You are not being tested to be broken, but to be remade. Every sleepless night wrestling with doubt, every rejection that carved deeper into your resolve, every dream deferred that forced you to dig beneath superficial desire, these are not random acts of cruelty. The universe does not waste pain. It invests it. Your tears are the currency of transformation. Your sweat, the down payment on a future only the battle-tested can inherit. You stand now in the sacred space between what was and what will be, a liminal zone where weak men collapse and legends are born. This is not purgatory, it is the proving ground. The reason your breakthrough tarries is not because God doubts you, but because he is expanding your capacity to receive. Can a child carry the weight of a kingdom? Can untrained hands wield a master's tools? Can an unseasoned vessel contain boiling oil without cracking? Your delays are not denials, they are divine calibrations. The universe is adjusting your inner world to harmonize with the outer blessings already en route. Consider the oak. What appears to be its final height is merely its current reach. Beneath the surface, roots dig deeper in drought, anchoring it to withstand future storms. You are that oak. Your visible progress may seem stunted, but underground, in the hidden places where character is forged, your foundation is thickening, your grip on purpose tightening, your resilience hardening into unshakable permanence. The winds howling against you are not adversaries. They are allies, pressure testing your structure so that when the harvest comes, you won't merely receive it, you'll sustain it. Napoleon Hill's law of cosmic habit force decrees that all achievement begins with a disciplined mind. But discipline is not born in comfort. It is forged in the furnace of repeated resistance. Those nights you pushed through exhaustion to study, those mornings you rose despite despair to work, those moments you chose integrity over shortcuts. These were not meaningless struggles. They were spiritual reps, conditioning your soul's muscles to bear the weight of glory. The universe is not merely preparing to bless you. It's preparing you to become a blessing. Here is the paradox the mediocre never grasp. The bigger the promise, the fiercer the resistance. Why? Because darkness flees from light, and your emerging purpose threatens every shadow of complacency. The financial droughts, the betrayals, the health battles, they are not random. They are targeted strikes against weak points in your armor, revealing where you need reinforcement. Each attack is a divine alert, shouting, strengthen here, fortify there. This is where your future will be won or lost. The trials you hate today will become the testimonies you celebrate tomorrow, but only if you refuse to retreat. You ask how much longer, I counter how much stronger. The universe operates on readiness, not clocks. Your blessing is not late. You're being made timely. The student cannot rush the master's lessons. The clay cannot hurry the potter's hands. The seed cannot demand the harvest. Surrender is not passive, it's strategic. It's the conscious choice to trust the process while relentlessly perfecting your craft. Work as if everything depends on you. Pray as if everything depends on God. This is the alchemy of miracles. Observe nature's unbreakable laws. The caterpillar's darkest hour comes just before wings emerge. The forest fire clears dead wood so new growth can breathe. The oyster's irritation births pearls. You are nature's greatest masterpiece. Why would your metamorphosis be painless? Your current trials are not evidence of abandonment. They're proof of selection. The universe doesn't waste refining fire on common stones. You're being prepared because you're destined to carry what others cannot hold. Let me dismantle a fatal misconception. Waiting is not inactivity, it's incubation. The eagle doesn't flap its wings in the storm, it locks them and rises on the very winds meant to destroy it. Your season of seeming stagnation is actually acceleration in disguise. Every no is redirecting you to your yes. Every closed door is hurting you toward your open window. Every betrayal is filtering your circle for kingdom alliances. What you perceive as silence is God whispering, not here, not now, not like this. Wait for the greater thing. The law of proportionate growth demands this. For your territory to expand, your vision must first enlarge. But vision isn't birthed in comfort. It's extracted in crisis. David didn't discover his slingshot accuracy in a palace. He honed it in lonely fields, protecting sheep from lions. Joseph didn't develop administrative genius in a throne room. He learned it in a prison cell. Your present obscurity is not a prison. It's a training camp. The skills you're mastering in the shadows will become your spotlight strengths. Let me speak plainly. If you quit now, you're not just forfeiting a blessing, you're insulting the struggle that birthed it. Every tear shed, every prayer uttered, every ounce of grit expended has been recorded in divine ledgers. The universe never loses receipts. It repays with compound interest. But withdrawal requires persistence. You must outlast the resistance. You must outbelieve the doubt. You must outwork the opposition until the cosmic scales tip in your favor. Winston Churchill vowed never, never, never give up. Not because victory was certain, but because surrender guaranteed defeat. You are in a spiritual tug of war, and the prize is your destiny. The enemy of your soul isn't the obstacle before you, it's the resignation within you. Feed faith and fear starves, nourish courage and doubt withers. Every act of persistence is a declaration to the universe, I will not be moved, I will not be shaken, I will not be denied. The universe operates on a sacred economy. No energy is wasted, no struggle is without yield. Your present suffering is the dark soil where destiny's seeds germinate. Just as the earth must be split open to receive the seed, so too must your comfort be shattered to receive the unimaginable. Farmers do not weep over plowed fields. They rejoice knowing disruption precedes harvest. Your trials are not punishment. They are divine agriculture. The deeper the plow cuts, the greater the yield. The harsher the season, the sweeter the fruit. You are both the field and the farmer, the laborer and the harvest. Every no you've endured is calibrating your discernment for the yes that will redefine your existence. Every betrayal is a masterclass in loyalty, not to others, but to your purpose. Every financial drought is burning away dependency on temporal security, forcing you to cultivate unshakable faith. You are not losing, you are shedding. The universe strips what no longer serves you, not to leave you barren, but to make space for blessings that cannot coexist with a counterfeit. The emptier your hands, the more they can hold. There is a science to sainthood, a formula to spiritual fortitude. The law of reversed effort states, the tighter you clutch sand, the more slips through your fingers. Surrender is not defeat, it is strategy. Relinquish your timeline, and the universe accelerates. Release your demand for how, and divine how much more manifests. Moses didn't part the Red Sea through force. He raised his staff in radical trust. Your staff is your unbroken resolve. Lift it. Hold it. The waters will part not when you beg, but when you believe. Invisible counselors were not mere imagination. They were spiritual prototypes. When you converse with the version of yourself that's already triumphed, you summon futures into the present. Speak to your future self daily. How did you overcome this? What wisdom carried you through? Then act on the whispered truths. This is not fantasy, it's quantum faith. You are scripting your deliverance in the ink of relentless action. The man who walks confidently into darkness, armed only with faith, will always outpace the one waiting for a lantern. Consider the blacksmith. The hotter the fire, the more malleable the metal. Your trials are not arbitrary temperatures. They are precise degrees calculated to soften your pride, bend your will, and shape your character into weapons of destiny. The hammer strikes not to destroy, but to define. The anvil's hardness is not cruelty, it's the necessary resistance to mold unyielding purpose. You are both the smith and the sword, the creator and the creation. Each blow is a divine collaboration. The midnight hour is not your enemy, it's your ally. Stars invisible at noon blaze brightest in the blackest night. Your current obscurity is not a curse, it's a celestial canvas. The world will see your light because of the darkness you've endured. Greatness is never birthed in the glare of applause, but in the silent womb of perseverance. Comets only blaze when they leave their orbit. You, too, must dare to traverse uncharted darkness to ignite your trail across the heavens. You whisper, I can't endure more, but the universe hears. I'm ready for expansion. Pain is the universe's dialect for growth. When your knees buckle, it's not a sign to collapse. It's an invitation to kneel in reverence for the strength being born within you. The child learning to walk falls 100 times, but never questions their destiny to run. You are that child of providence. Every fall is proof you're rising taller. Every scrape is a badge of impending flight. Here is the secret the elite never admit. Their brilliance was not gifted, it was extracted. Gold cannot protest the refiner's fire. Diamonds cannot begrudge the pressure. You are both the gem and the jeweler. Your trials are the lapidary's wheel, grinding away all that dulls your radiance. The process feels like destruction because it is. The destruction of the lesser you to birth the greater. The universe does not coddle its champions, it forges them. Let me shatter the illusion of arrival. There is no summit where struggle ceases. Moses wandered 40 years to reach the promised land he'd never enter. The reward is not rest, it is legacy. Your trials are not about you. They're about those who will trace their deliverance to your endurance. The tears you cry today water the seeds of generations. The bridges you burn become ash to fertilize forests of future triumph. You are not merely surviving, you are architecting eternity. Now act as though the miracle is already in motion. The universe rewards enacted faith, not idle wishing. Chart your course by celestial navigation, not by the flickering lamps of human opinion. When the Israelites marched around Jericho, the walls fell on the 7th day, not the 6th, when fatigue was peak. Your 7th day is coming. Circle your dreams with dogged faith until the walls of resistance crumble. The breakthrough is not ahead, it's within, waiting for your persistent footsteps to vibrate it into being. The universe never asks, can you handle this? It already knows. Instead, it whispers, how badly do you want what waits on the other side of this fire? Your answer is not in words, but in the daily decision to keep walking when the flames lick at your resolve. Every great destiny has a tipping point. The moment when cumulative effort collides with divine timing. You are not late, you are loading, gathering the velocity needed to shatter every barrier between you and your promised land. Let me decode the illusion of overnight success. The widow's oil multiplied only after she poured what little she had. The disciples caught fish only after they cast nets on the wrong side of the boat. Your miracle is not hiding. It's waiting for the precise alignment of preparation and obedience. The universe withholds nothing from those who've mastered the art of showing up empty-handed but full-hearted, ready to receive through radical trust. There's a divine mathematics to your trials. Every tear shed in faith is a seed planted in the soil of destiny. Every act of courage, no matter how small, is a brick in the road to glory. Every whispered prayer is a tremor in the spiritual realm, shifting tectonic plates of possibility. You are not merely enduring, you are engineering. The same God who designed the cosmos to expand through chaos is stretching your capacity through every obstacle. Law of definiteness of purpose is not a human invention, it's cosmic law. A river without banks is a swamp. A life without purpose is a tragedy. Your trials are not random. They're the banks that force your scattered energies into a torrential current. The narrower the canyon, the fiercer the flow. The steeper the drop, the greater the power. Resistance is not your enemy, it's your amplifier. Observe the ant. It carries 50 times its weight, not by might, but by leverage. Your burdens are not meant to crush you. They're designed to teach you leverage. That debt It's training you in resourcefulness. That loneliness, it's schooling you in divine companionship. That failure, it's mentoring you in discernment. The universe never burdens you with weight you can't pivot into wings. Here's the secret of spiritual compounding. A 1% improvement in faith, discipline, and courage daily leads to a 3,800% increase in capacity over a year. The math is irrefutable. Your small acts of perseverance, the prayers muttered through tears, the extra hour of study when exhausted, the kindness extended despite betrayal are not insignificant. They are atomic habits with nuclear potential. What seems slow to the impatient is lightning to the eternal. The law of compensation decrees. No effort is ever wasted. The farmer who tills barren soil is not foolish. He's building muscle for fertile fields. The warrior who trains in peacetime is not paranoid. He's preparing for battles only he can see. Your current struggles are not in vain. They're the unseen reps building spiritual muscle memory. When the moment comes, you won't rise to the occasion. You'll fall to your highest level of preparation. Let me dismantle the martyr myth. Suffering alone is not sacred. Suffering with purpose is. The cross was not a tragedy. It was a portal. Your trials are not about survival. They're about resurrection. The same power that raised Christ from dead dreams pulses in you. But resurrection requires a tomb. Your darkest hour is not a grave. It's a womb. The stone will roll away not when you beg, but when you've finished incubating the miracle within. Worry is the arithmetic of the damned. It subtracts faith, divides focus, and multiplies fear. The chosen do not calculate odds, they transcend them. David didn't tally Goliath's height, he measured God's faithfulness. Esther didn't count the risks, she trusted her divine appointment. Your breakthrough isn't lurking in spreadsheets, it's waiting in the blind leap where logic ends and legacy begins. The universe speaks in threes. 3 days in the tomb, 3 nights in the whale, 3 denials before redemption. Your third act is coming, the moment when faith crescendo silences doubt's cacophony. But Act 2, the messy middle, is where most quit. They mistake the climax's setup for the story's end. Hold steady. The hero's journey demands the third act twist, and yours is being scripted in real time. There is a sacred arithmetic to your suffering. Every trial endured multiplies your capacity to lead, to heal, to transform. The weight you carry today is not a burden, but a curriculum. The universe does not test you to measure your limits. It tests you to remove them. That financial desert you traverse, it is teaching your feet to find hidden streams of provision. That silence from heaven, it is training your ears to discern whispers of guidance in the cacophony of doubt. What you call unanswered prayers are unopened doors to dimensions of faith you've yet to explore. Consider the blacksmith's apprentice. Each blister from the hammer, each burn from the forge, each muscle strained under the weight of iron is not punishment, but pedagogy. The master does not abuse the apprentice. He prepares him to one day wield the flame himself. Your trials are the universe's apprenticeship program where you are not merely taught but transformed into a master of destiny. The calluses on your soul will become the very tools that shape kingdom. The law of spiritual inheritance is absolute. You cannot bequeath what you have not earned. The generational curses you battle are not chains. They are invitations to become the chain breaker. The trauma you heal is not yours alone. It is the universe entrusting you with a scalpel to excise malignancies from your bloodline. Your struggles are not solitary. They are ancestral. Every step forward echoes through time, liberating ghosts of the past and pioneers of the future. You are not climbing a mountain. You are building a highway. The mastermind principle is not a strategy. It is a spiritual law. As iron sharpens iron, your trials are the whetstone against which your purpose is honed. The friction you resent is creating the edge that will one day cut through impossibility. The sparks flying as you grind are not signs of destruction. They are the birth of light. The sword does not argue with the sharpening. It surrenders to the process, knowing its destiny is to defend legacies. You ask why the righteous suffer? Because diamonds do not form in comfort. They crystallize under duress. The coal's agony becomes the diamond's radiance. The oyster's irritation becomes the pearl's luster. Your pain is not a curse. It is the universe's alchemy in motion. You are not being crushed. You are being compacted into a form that can refract divine light into a world of shadows. The dark night of the soul is not a pit. It is a portal. A cocoon is not a prison. It is a transformation chamber. Your greatest power lies not in avoiding the storm, but in learning to dance in the deluge. Rain does not ask the seed if it wishes to be buried. It knows the burial is the prelude to rebirth. You are that seed. Your breakdown is the universe planting you in soil rich with destiny. Now sprout. Let me dismantle the myth of fairness. The universe is not fair, it is just. Fairness deals in equality, justice deals in equity. The extra weight you carry is not punishment, it is proportional investment. The greater the calling, the heavier the training. Hercules did not earn his strength lifting feathers, he wrestled lions and cleansed stables. Your trials are not random, they are custom designed to extract the hero within. There is a divine dissonance at play. The wider the gap between your current reality and your vision, the greater the tension, and tension is the precursor to transformation. A bowstring pulled taut is not suffering, it is preparing to launch. Your anxiety is not weakness, it is potential energy gathering. The scream of the eagle is not fear, it is the battle cry of a creature born to own the skies. Your struggles are not your death rattle, they are your war cry. Winston Churchill said, success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. But I say, success is recognizing that there is no failure, only feedback. The universe does not keep score, it keeps seeds. Every setback is a seed of wisdom. Every heartbreak is a seed of resilience. Every rejection is a seed of redirection. Plant them, water them. Let your tears be the irrigation. Your harvest will shame your hunger. The phoenix does not fear the flame, it is the flame. Your trials are not destroying you, they are revealing you. The ashes around you are not the end, they are the evidence of a resurrection in progress. You are not rising despite the fire, you are rising because of it. The same spark that reduces wood to ash refines gold to brilliance. You are not wood. The universe does not recognize your limits. It recognizes your hunger. Every obstacle you face is not a blockade, but a breadcrumb trail leading to the feast of your destiny. The hunger pangs you feel for purpose, for breakthrough, for significance, are not signs of lack, but proof of the banquet being prepared. A starving man does not question the existence of food. He follows the aroma. Your trials are the aroma of a future so potent it demands you shed every weight that cannot enter the dining hall of your divine appointment. Consider the ancient sequoias. Their roots intertwine not for stability, but for survival. The very fires that destroy lesser trees become the sequoia's catalyst for rebirth, their cones bursting open only when kissed by flames. You are that sequoia. The heat you feel is not punishment, it's propagation. The dreams you thought were burning are actually being activated. The ground shaking beneath you is not an earthquake. It's the universe cracking open, seeds buried too long in comfort's shallow soil. There is a divine physics to your perseverance. For every action of faith, there is an equal and opposite reaction of breakthrough. The child learning to walk must fall to understand balance. The arrow must be pulled backward to soar forward. The heart must break to expand its capacity for love. You are not failing, you are calibrating. The universe measures not your stumbles, but your willingness to rise with greater precision after each fall. Napoleon Hill's law of cosmic habit force is not abstract philosophy, it is the operating system of reality. The neural pathways you forge through disciplined thought are not mere biology, they are spiritual rails guiding destiny's locomotive. Every no you transform into next lays another track. Every can't you dismantle into how fuels the engine. The destination is inevitable for those who keep laying track long after the fog obscures the horizon. Let me expose the mirage of control. You cannot command the winds, but you can adjust your sails. The storm-destroying lesser vessels is propelling you to shores uncharted. Surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. The reed survives the hurricane by bending. The oak falls by resisting. Your flexibility in adversity is not submission, it is strategy. The universe honors those who dance with chaos, knowing rhythm exists beneath the noise. The law of divine reciprocity is absolute. What you endure in faith, you earn in authority. The scars you collect are not wounds, they are credentials. The soldier does not hide his medals, he displays them as proof of battles survived. Your tears, your sleepless nights, your silent screams into the void, these are your medals. Wear them openly. The world does not need more polished facades. It needs your earned authority, bought in the currency of grit. You whisper, why me? The universe thunders, why not you? Greatness is not a privilege, it is a responsibility. The servant does not choose the master's errand, he proves his loyalty through obedience. Your trials are not about your comfort, they are about your commissioning. The child handed a kingdom must first endure the tutelage of the scepter's weight. You are being trained to reign, and sovereignty demands apprenticeship. Review the tides. They retreat not in defeat, but to gather the force needed to reshape coastlines. Your seasons of withdrawal are not regression, they are cosmic regrouping. The silence between musical notes is not emptiness, it is anticipation. The comma in a sentence is not an end, it is a breath before revelation. Your pauses are pregnant with purpose, not barren with inactivity. The alchemy of adversity follows this formula: pressure plus faith equals power. The same weight that crushes coal creates diamonds. The same heat that melts wax hardens clay. The same storm that drowns the unprepared propels the skilled sailor. You are not a passive ingredient. You are the alchemist. Your response to pressure determines whether you emerge as dust or diamond, casualty or conqueror. Let me redefine rock bottom. It is not a grave. It is the solid footing from which giants launch. Antaeus drew strength from touching earth, and so do you. Your lowest moment is not a trap, it is a trampoline. The universe will never let you fall deeper than the reach of your destiny. The ground beneath you is not shaking, it is stirring, unsettled by the seismic potential of your rising. The universe writes its greatest symphonies in the key of tension. Every discordant note in your life is part of a score only eternity can fully appreciate. That job you lost was not a demotion. It was a divine demagnetization, repelling you from a role too small for your soul's assignment. The relationship that dissolved was not rejection. It was a cosmic recalibration, making space for alliances that match your frequency. You are not being stripped. You are being upgraded. The demolition crew isn't destroying your life. It's clearing ground for a skyscraper of purpose. Let me decode the illusion of time. A decade of struggle is not a delay, it's a distillation process. Fine wine cannot be rushed. Ancient sequoias cannot be microwaved. You are both vineyard and vintner, seed and sequoia. The years you've called wasted were the universe aging you into a vintage too rich for ordinary palates. Your trials are not eroding your value, they're concentrating it. The world doesn't need more cheap wine. It awaits your private reserve. There's a sacred geometry to your pain. Every tear is a fractal of future joy. Every scar, a blueprint of resilience. The mathematician's compass doesn't resent the page. It leans into resistance to perfect the circle. You are that compass. Your trials are not random angles. They're calculating the exact arc needed to complete the masterpiece. The equation of your life balances not in comfort, but in the perfect tension between grace and grit. Master Key was never a secret. It was a surrender, not to circumstances, but to process. The sculptor doesn't argue with marble, he collaborates with it. Your trials are not obstacles, they're raw material. The chisel strikes not to punish, but to partner. You are both artist and medium, and every blow is a dialogue between destiny and discipline. The statue inside you isn't trapped, it's being negotiated into existence. Observe the ocean's shore. Waves don't beg the rocks to soften. They persist until cliffs become sand. Your relentless pursuit isn't naivety, it's geology in motion. What seems like futile pounding is imperceptible transformation. The breakthrough won't come as an explosion. It'll arrive as the cumulative sigh of 1,000 waves finally prevailing. You are that wave. The rock isn't your enemy. It's your reason. Without resistance, you'd never discover your tidal force. The law of celestial alignment decrees stars must collide to forge gold. Your collisions with failure, with betrayal, with your own limits are not accidents. They're stellar nurseries birthing galaxies of potential. Supernovas don't apologize for their destruction. They illuminate universes. You are both supernova and survivor. Your chaos isn't a mess, it's the primordial soup of rebirth. Let me reframe your exhaustion. It's not a warning to stop, it's a signal to dig deeper. The second wind isn't found in rest, it's forged in the furnace of one more step. Marathoners know the truth. The wall isn't the end, it's the gateway to untapped reserves. Your fatigue is not weakness. It's the universe asking, how badly do you want what's on the other side of this wall? Breakthrough isn't the absence of struggle. It's the discovery of strength that only struggle can reveal. There's a divine irony in divine timing. The blessing you crave now would ruin you if it arrived early. Prosperity before character is a death sentence. Influence without integrity is a curse. The delay you resent is divine mercy, God protecting you from the gravity of unseasoned success. You are not waiting on the blessing is waiting on you. When your character catches up with your calling, the floodgates won't just open, they'll explode. So rise now, not as the person you were, but as the titan you've become in the hidden forge of your trials. The storm you've weathered was never your enemy, it was your training ground. The tears you've shed were not weakness, they were the baptismal waters of your rebirth. The prayers that felt unanswered were not ignored. They were being etched into eternity's ledger, compounding interest for your faithfulness. This is your moment of holy convergence, where your scars become medals, your pain becomes power, and your survival story becomes the anthem of generations yet unborn. The world does not need another casual success. It needs a walking miracle. A living testament that no fire burns hot enough to destroy a soul forged in divine purpose. When you stand at the edge of your promised land, looking back at the wasteland you crossed, you'll finally understand every demon that chased you was a drill sergeant in disguise. Every closed door was a divine detour. Every no was a navigation correction toward the yes that would shake the foundations of history. So go now, not as a victim of your past, but as an architect of your eternity. Carry your trials not as wounds, but as weapons. The world awaits your arrival, not to applaud your comfort, but to bear witness to your conquest. For when God builds a giant, he doesn't use shortcuts. He uses fire, pressure, and time.